snap the top of the torso back on. That's your little baby to play with, okay? Come and get him. You've got the one. Bring that up here. Yeah, I knew there was one because I found the bottom part of that. There you go. You got a good one. So I got a big line right here. What they'll do. What they'll do. Sometimes they won't pay attention. They take it apart. They'll just turn that and take it off. Now that head won't fit in anymore. You'll have this floating around. Set it in.
You got that one like that.
Lock it back. Lock it back. That's all it has to do. Yeah.
Oh, I see. You gotta set that.
Yeah.
See, so it goes underneath this little lip right here.
Yeah. But the students sometimes will not be paying attention.
Yeah.
And they'll take it apart like that.
And you got one on the
And you
side.
got that floating around. Yeah.
That's the problem we have with the head we put back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll have to look for that piece. Probably in that closet or in that tub.
I did see it when I think about it. I don't know what it
Right
was.
at the bottom. I think I saw it too.
I think I saw it too.
See?
Yeah. It's in there.
Screw the head off.
Yeah.
Okay, working with an infant, it's a little bit different. You can do chest compressions on an adult and the chest compressions on a child. One thing that can vary on that, depending on your size and your strength, everything is the same on this. You can do the chest compression for 2 hands, again about 2 inches or a third of the way down the chest on this. The other thing you can do if you're real strong on this, you can do it with 1 hand. Okay, so whichever one works for you. Some of you guys might want to try it with 1 hand. If it works, fine. If not, go with 2. Okay, everything else will stay the same. 30 to 2. Infant's going to be different. With the infant, if you have a child that's not breathing, doesn't have a pulse, you're going to do your chest compressions and your rescue breaths on this. And one of the things you can do, if you do not have an infant mask, you can take your adult mask. This is not the recommended way, but it'll work. On the adult, this is turned toward the nose. If you'll turn that upside down and put that down toward the chin of the infant. Now that puts the top of the mask, which would be at the chin on the adult, that puts it up on the forehead. But you can get a seal on that, and you can actually use an adult mask to do CPR to an infant on this, okay? The location on this is, you want to find the nipples on this. And some of these it shows up better than others, but find the nipples. Imaginary line between the nipples. 2 fingers will go down just below that line. That's going to put your 2 fingers in the center of the chest. Okay? Now what you want to do is you don't want to try to do your compressions here. You want to do your compressions with the arm straight and the wrist straight, so that compression comes down from the shoulders here. And you're going to press down on this about 1.5 inches or about 1/3 of the depth of the chest for your compressions on them. For the rescue breast on an infant, again, you've got a here it is. You have to have an infant mask like this, you can use it, and you use it the same way you would on an adult, because that point will go up toward the nose, and then this part goes down toward the chin. But on this one, again, hold it tight, and when you lift the chin, don't tilt it all the way back, because that little baby's head will go way back to the point that it will cut off the airflow on that. So just bring it back enough till you can get an air exchange, and you can do the rest on this one. So you got the compressions and the rescue breath. Okay? Question on that? Think you can handle it? Okay. Now the other thing I want to show you while we have the infants out is what to do with an infant if you have an infant that's choking on this. And these things, you know, no big deal. If any of you've ever handled a baby, you know they kind of flop around. Okay, the arms go one way, legs go the other, head goes a different direction. They kind of flop around. So you've got to hold them gently and control their body. For example, if you're holding the head, you don't want to hold that little head's going to drop off one way or the other. So you want to hold the head here. Okay? What you're going to do with this is you want the infant on your forearm. Little arms hanging down here, legs here. Let it rest on your forearm. Get the head lower than the body. I'll have some of you just do this. Now, heck, if you not dislodge something in there, it's going to pop up and go right back down. That's the way gravity works. Let's make gravity work for us here. Get the head down. You're going to start with 5 compressions, back blows between the shoulder blades. You're going to use the heel of your hand. And some people see this and they say, oh, I don't want to hurt it. And then some other people, oh yeah! Okay? Use a little common sense on this. You want the flow to be firm enough that you can possibly dislodge what's in the throat, but you don't want to hurt the infant. So the position here, 5 back blows. Then take this hand, cradle the head, roll the infant over. Little arms hanging down here, legs hanging down here. I'm cradling the head. The head is still lower than the body. I come back and find that reference point, the nipple line, and just below the nipple line, I'll do 5 chest compressions. Okay? And then, nothing happens there. I'll flip it over. 5 more. Flip it back. Find the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, that's if this child is still conscious. If the child becomes unconscious, changes things a little bit. What you're going to do there is lay the child down on a firm surface, look in your mouth, tilt your head back and look in your mouth and see if you see anything. If there's anything in there, you can get your finger in there. You may not be able to get your big finger in that little mouth. If you get your finger in there, do what's called a finger sweep. And on a finger sweep, you start down on one side of the jaw, sweep across the back of the throat, and come up the other side. Okay? Across. You don't go straight down, punch it back down in. You go from side, across, and out. Okay? But that's only if you can get your finger in there. So now we have the child. The child is unconscious. They're not responsive. I'm going to start CPR. I can do my rescue breaths here. I can do my chest compressions here. Okay? Kind of go through that scenario, choking infant for me. Start with the cradle on your arm. Let's see, back blows. Head down, head down, head down. So when you're holding them up here, then head down. Head down, head down, head down. There you go. Head down, head down, head down. Good. You're doing well. Okay, move on, move on. Move on. There you go. Head down. Guys, head down means head lower than the body. You're holding them level.
They get a baby for
Head down.
Oh, they would hate me.
Put them on the floor, sit like a child. I'll do these times, that's what I'll do. But seriously, you can't do that for me. All right, got it?
Tom, you remember doing that when you get a baby to a burp?
Yep.
Tell
Shoulder.
them about that.